Now there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow. All aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Zero to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this amazing Christmas special live stream of the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. I hope you are all doing well, winding down for the year, and maybe already in that year-end reflection mode. If you have any questions, well, we're here to answer, so long as those questions are about all things credit cards, points, and miles. Whatever questions you have, drop them in the comments. We'll bookmark them, and like we always do, we'll take as many as we can in this particular live stream. Also, do me a favor, tell us where you're tuning in from. दुनिया में कहां से लॉग इन कर रहे हो, कहां हो, कहां के मजे ले रहे हो, ये बताओ. Put that in the comments, and also tell us what has been your favorite credit card for 2025. थोड़े feelers ले रहे थे कि community को कौन सा card सबसे अच्छा लगा है 2025 में. With that, I see we have a lot of you who are already logged in. It's barely been a minute. We have more than 112 of you who already joined the stream. So thank you for joining in, guys. Let's see who all are here. Starting off, Tushar. Good to see you like always. Tushar is a regular. He's a featured member on our lounge. And then we've also got Hemant. Hemant, good to see you. Mahendra saying, I hope this is not a members only video. Mahendra, we listen to you. This is not a members only video. This is for everyone. Anybody and everybody can join. Sham, good to see you. Ankur, good to see you as well. We've got Koberan, good to see you. I love this message about Lanks. Lanks is saying that his wife reminded him about the live stream. Lanks, this is nice. I'm glad that your family is also supporting us. So please do thank her from us. Demant बैटिंग या बॉलिंग पता नहीं. Demant आज मिस्टर इंडिया बन गया है. मिस्टर इंडिया इन द सेंस गायब हो गया स्क्रीन पे. That's the reference that I'm alluding to.
मैं हमेशा से बॉलर ही था, बट मेरी कैमरा ने धोखा दे दिया, तो मैं अभी 2 मिनट दो, मैं वापस आई विल बी बैक.
ठीक है आप कर लो आपका आईटी वाईटी फिगर आउट. In the meanwhile, we will keep talking to the people who've tuned in. So Rajesh is saying that DCP Metal, that's his favorite card. Good to see you. It's 1 a.m. on a Tuesday. Ashish, where are you tuning in from? Where is it 1 a.m.? Japan में हो क्या? Where exactly are you? Friday night plus TGIMS live stream. आज तो Tuesday है ना भाई?
भाई मैं I'm also now thinking कि मतलब कहाँ पहुंच गया मैं सही सोच रहा हूँ ना कि मैं कहीं गलत हूँ.
I still feel, I'm just looking at my calendar on the top right of my screen. I still feel it's a Tuesday. Hey Akansh, good to see you. We're very well. Hope you are well as well. Let's BOB Metal. That's a card I didn't see coming, but good to see you. Amravati, Maharashtra. Good to see you. Parag. Jitendra from Ahmedabad. We've got Rohit from Delhi. Good to see you. Kept myself on D&D just to watch the podcast. Thank you so much, Prototype. This is so good to hear. Anag is saying that hello, good to see him. Back on the way from office to home. अगर आप बैंगलोर में हो तो 1 घंटा तो लग ही जाएगा. I hope we can entertain you while you're on your way back. Indus in Qatar Avios joining benefit redemption strategy. Yes, we will talk about this. Let me bookmark this and we will come back to this comment later. Please do keep firing in your questions. Super happy and we will get you back. Magnus for Burgundy. It's a very, very popular card, right? Most of us absolutely love this card. I know a few of us on screen, the gentleman who's smiling in blue has milked this card and how, and one even after one level above this also. We'll talk about that. Good to see that you're excited by the live stream, Aruj. Very, very excited. Yes, holidays indeed. We're still working through the next few days, but Christmas will be a good holiday indeed. Ankur, good to see you from Bombay. Good to see you, Shivam from Pune Airport. Big thanks all of you for coming in. Please do keep your comments going. We will take a look at all of them, and whatever questions you have, put them in. We will take a look at them. We will bookmark them, and we will keep coming to you one after the other. But let me quickly set context about what's the concept of this live stream today, why this live stream today. Look, as 2025 comes to a close, most credit card conversations tend to sound very familiar. Typical questions, right? कितने point जमा किए? How many points did you earn? What was your return on spend? For those of you who are bean counters and number crunchers, you love to do that math. Which redemption gave you max value? And don't get me wrong, those conversations matter. But we've had many of them on the podcast ourselves. But for this Christmas special, we wanted to pause and reflect on something slightly different. Instead of focusing on pure rewards, which we do every now and then, we're looking at credit card benefits beyond points, miles, and cashback. Because the truth is, optimization isn't necessarily binary, right? You may have used some benefits really well, you may have missed on some entirely. And then there are perks that many of us have never fully optimized. So tonight is really about reflecting on that with honesty and without any judgment. With that, let's get together and introduce our guest today. First, like always, someone who brings a very balanced and real world slash framework led approach to our beautiful world of points and miles, practical insights over time. Dhimant, kya haal hai bhai?
All good, man. All good. Really looking forward to this episode. Like if somebody's thinking आज कोई match है, आज match नहीं है. I just felt like wearing the Indian jersey, so went with it. Like
Awesome. And joining us for the first time today on this pod is Amit from Every Paisa Matters. If you followed his work, you know he's got a very grounded way of looking at money, extracting real value, answering questions, questioning answers, questioning marketing claims, and focusing on what actually works for people in day-to-day life. Amit, big thanks for coming here. Very happy to be streaming with you today.
Thank you very much for the invitation and a warm hello to everybody on the show. कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं कि this is AI avatar. नहीं, मैं real हूँ. AI avatar. I'm using AI on my videos, but this is real. I don't know how I can prove it, but this is where technology is heading. But thanks Adil and Diman for inviting me on this show.
Well said,
my
Amit.
pleasure,
This
sir.
is not Amit.ai. This is the real EPM Amit, like we call him. So good to see you, EPM Amit. Right. So with that, what we'll do is we will get things started and keep those questions and comments coming in. I'll bookmark them and we'll take them. But let's just go ahead and get this live stream started. Like I said, this isn't about rewards. It's about perks and it's about what we're going to see beyond the points and miles today. So, shuru karte hain. I'll lay down the framework. We're going to lay down the framework in a way that we have 4 different types of perk buckets that we've designed. And the 4 buckets that we'd love to talk about is 1, airport perks, 2, protection perks, 3, lifestyle perks, and finally, emergency perks. The goal is to walk through each one of them, share how we personally use them, where we think people often missing out, and then you all also chime in, please, and we'd love to get that conversation going. So let's get started with airport perks, which is bucket number 1. This really includes lounge access, priority services, airport experiences. Now, the real question here isn't luxury, it's comfort and time saved, because those are 2 very important metrics. Dhiman, let me start with you. When you think about airport perks, what has actually made a meaningful difference in your travel experience? Let's start with that.
Sure. I think thanks, Adil. First of all, kind of laying down that framework helps kind of making people understand what we are going to talk about. Talking about specifically airport. Now, if you look at like the way I kind of travel, there is a lot of work travel that I do. And when you do work travel, you often kind of want to reach ready for meetings, right? So at those point of time, I value a different set of perks than probably when I'm traveling with my family. So let me first lay down what I prefer as an individual for work travel. I prefer not standing in a long queue for checking in, especially when I am traveling for work. So I spend maximum time with my family. I just rush to the airport. I just want to get things going, right? So I don't tend to go early to the airport to kind of enjoy lounge or etc. I don't generally do that as a personality, right? So making sure that I don't have to wait anywhere. So part of the problem is solved without the credit cards with the Digi Yatra now, but also status recognition is a big thing for me, right? So if there's a card, for example, which gives me status recognition and easy entry into the airport, faster entry into the airport, I tend to appreciate that a lot when especially it is frequent travel. On the family side, Adil, the real difference has always been uh, uh, the meet and greet services and the travel services that matter to the family, right? Because you're generally traveling with a lot of luggage, right? And it's once in a year or max twice in a year, so you want to make sure that everything is perfect. So ush time pe we're not risking anything. So for me, these are the two things which matter when I'm traveling individually and as a family. Like that's summarized, for me at least, how I look at it.
Awesome, awesome. Let's take a couple of comments. Prathamesh is saying that he's able to join the live stream after a really, really long time. Good to see you, Prathamesh. Very, very nice. Mithila is saying every paisa matters indeed, which is why. So glad you're on board with that. There you got another question. Is EPM Emerald Private Metal, Amit? EPM, I think, is both. It's every paisa matters, but also Emerald Private Metal. But is there a third definition also that we are missing, Amit? Aap batao.
Sorry for what? I lost the voice a bit, Adil.
Yeah, so Escape the Ordinary is left a comment on YouTube saying that is EPM Emerald Private Metal? I said it is Emerald Private Metal, but more importantly, it's also every paisa matters. But you don't know, Amit might have another abbreviation also.
No, the abbreviation is it got replicated when Emerald Private Metal got launched. A lot of people got confused by that. Looking at my handle, they reached out to me as well saying कि मुझे ये कार्ड कब मिलेगा, and I'm like, boss, मेरा मार्क इधर है, मैं original EPM हूँ, right? That kind of a thing. But I think with the launch of Emerald Private Metal, my handle name, which is Every Paisa Matter, just got more recognition. That's how I look at. That's the only comment from me.
There you go. That Amit's answered that for you. But good to see you. Escape the Ordinary. Akshansh. That's a cool name. Akshansh is saying that he's got the HSBC Premier and Atlas. Man, what a card, HSBC Premier, and what timing. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Quite a few of us have benefited from this. Tapit Shubham is like, Taj Wayanad was awesome. Glad you enjoyed it. It's a fantastic property. The food's great. Chef Raj, what a brilliant guy. Such amazing food. So again, glad you had a good time, Shubham. यार ऐसी बातें मत करो गिरीश. Look at this question यार. Will M4B be devalued? यार शुभ शुभ बोला करो. Christmas है, Santa Claus time. Wish for presents. Don't wish for devaluations, right? शिद्दत से ask for presents and the presents will come. But with that, let's move on. Amit, question for you. How do you think about airport perks from a value perspective? When do they genuinely replace out-of-pocket spend? And when are they just good to have? What are your thoughts?
So, like Deeman spoke, two aspects that I look into. One is when I'm traveling solo for work, and the other one is when traveling with family. When traveling solo, more than money, it is more about getting some extra sleep, because we typically will have early morning flights, and getting to the airport just in nick of time and rushing through everything because you are having the priority meet and greet, or you are being you're being helped by your statuses and everything. I think that helps a lot. So saving all that time, crucial time, because and that helps you in ensuring that you are in the best of your health and everything. I think I value that a lot more than monetary part, to be honest. The second part is about moving with the family. So in addition to what Dhiman said, I would say my perspective is the aha moment. And the aha moment is when I'm traveling with either children or extended family, and they by default, many of them will not have those privileges. So in my recent trip, right, I went to Thailand with family and with extended family and with children. Well, like 9 of us in a group, and these I had the Air India status, and that helped us to breeze through the line, right? While I only had the status, they acknowledged everybody, right? And they just breezed through our tons and tons of luggage. We saved a lot of time on the airport. We got I would say we got time to explore more of the place over there, and the aha moment with everybody to say, all right, this is something that credit cards can help you get, which is the entire different kind of a perspective and different moment that you get over there. I think those are invaluable. So with the help of the credit cards, we're able to get some experiences which otherwise we would not, and that I think I value more. If we are able to even purchase for that, we start valuing that over time. But for me, it is the aha moment, and personal the health wise, this is what my perspective is.
Awesome, awesome. I think that's very, very real world. So thank you for kind of sharing that. Let's go ahead and so there is a surprise that Dhimant had, and I'm not sure if he's activated that or not. But वो हंस रहा है तो चलो let's try and ask if he's activated that or not. हमने ये planning तो की थी, अभी execute होगा कि नहीं, this is YouTube भरोसे. So here's the reveal. The big reveal is we wanted to gift 5 memberships of the Great Indian Points and Miles show to all of you who are watching this particular live stream. It could be any one of all of you who are currently tuned in. We don't have the ability to select who. YouTube automatically selects and awards it to 5 of you who are watching this particular live stream. It's a feature we recently discovered, और हमने कहा कि अगर है तो करते हैं, क्यों नहीं? Let's give it to people and see, how it happens. So Dhimant is the architect behind all of this. मेरे को पता नहीं, उसने फोन करके मेरे को बोला आधे घंटे पहले, यार ये फीचर हमको करना चाहिए. बोला हाँ बिल्कुल करना चाहिए. कैसे करें? बोला पता नहीं, आप फिगर आउट करो और कर लो, मैं अनाउंस कर दूंगा. So with that, Dhimant, you want to share how this will work and just give some color, like ये कब मिलेगा? People will get it now, people will get it at the end of the stream. How does it happen? Whatever you know, let's share it with the world.
Okay, so like I clicked on the gift membership for the first time. So I'm assuming that this will be a 1 month membership to try out and hang out with us for our early access, for coming and hanging out with us. So let's see how that goes out, and we'll do more of these as time goes on. So I've already gifted it. I think I do see the names. I'm going to name a few out, and
Yeah,
Hussein Hita.
let's bring the names. Where do you see the names, Dhimant?
Uh, I have it. I don't know where it shows here, but I have the names.
अच्छा,
It's Hussein
बता
Hita.
दो. So let's do the grand
Uh,
reveal.
so there's Hussein Hita, Rishi 19888, Cold Blooded, Rudraksh Sharma,
Wait. Let's
and
flash it on the screen. Hang on. So what are you saying? What are the members' names? Start again.
Hussein Hita 52
Hussein.
dot Hita 52,
Okay.
and Pep Frodiola. I'm assuming he's a Real Madrid fan because he's saying Pep Frodiola 5645, and
Okay.
Rishi 19888,
Okay.
Cold Blooded, Cold Blooded, and Rudraksh A. Sharma.
Okay. I am just adding this banner, and hopefully you all will be able to see people. So Hussein Hita, Pep Prodiola, Rishi 19888, Cold Blooded, and Rudaksh Sharma. Congratulations. You all have won a 1 month membership for joining this live stream. And you all have won the membership of the Great Indian Points and Miles show. Come join us, take the membership for free, enjoy it for a month. Hope you like it. And once you like it, we'll try and see, we'll take your feedback, and hopefully we'll gift more of these going forward in our future live streams as well. So again, thanks for tuning in, guys. Lots of the live streams still to go. So let's continue. But meanwhile, let's take a few questions. Lots of comments coming here. So we'll take a couple of questions. So one, I wanted to flash this comment. So Vivan actually used the airport meet and greet at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport with Indus in Qatar and breezed through the airport. He says he recommends 10 on 10. Absolutely. I think that's a great service that you've taken, Vivan, and comes in very handy with the Indus Avios card, isn't it? So fantastic. Glad that you shared that. Let's talk more. Let's talk about somebody's asking, confused about the HSBC Premier. Is it a good card for hotel and flight booking? But the chicken and egg problem is confusing me. That for most other cards, you plan for redeeming points for flights. Let's take opinions quickly of Dhimant and Amit. Amit, you want to go first on this one?
So I would say I'm a big fan of this card because hotels pay जो I mean, you're getting 72% accor value, right? So again, it is 72% is also now increased. So that is good. And in fact, जो bonus आया था अभी, that was icing on the cake, right? So that was really, really amazing. The other good feature about this card was, practically speaking, price match, right? Which they've kind of toned down a bit, but that's the thing. However, I would just put a disclaimer कि अगर आप accor के लिए नहीं देख रहे हो, then it may or may not be a good card, because typically I found the prices on Hopper, which is the HSBC Premier Card Travel Portal, to be higher than the other ones like Smart Buy or iShop. So that's the kind of thing to be seen. If you can get this card easily, I would say don't leave it. Don't ignore this card. But if you have to make really good efforts for it and you already have the other cards, then maybe not really so. So that's the kind of thing I would say. The last thing on this is बहुत सारे इसके partners हैं, which is amazing, right? Which is something that is not seen, not seen very frequently in other similar cards. So ये एक इसका और positive है. That's why it's gonna be there in my pocket for some time.
Awesome. Dhimant, your thoughts?
I think I 100% agree with Amit. I think one thing I would like to add is that if a few of you are confused about HSBC Premier, and if you feel it like you're stuck in that chicken and egg problem, it's okay to not take the jump. But then you can at least start experiencing that ecosystem by starting with the travel one and see whether you like it, what is at offer. And if you like it for the first year, then you can think of investing in a Premier relationship and upgrading your card, is how I feel. It's almost like a Regalia Gold moving to an Infinity at some point of time, right? So think about entering the ecosystem. Like, I strongly believe that HSBC is going to be here while everybody's talking about devaluation for top cards. It will be in a revaluation cycle for at least 1 year. So stay there. More bonuses will come. I'm hopeful, because all we've seen every bank do this when they start new stuff, right? So that's where I feel that being in the ecosystem is more important than a specific card. In fact, I go to the extent of saying, even if you don't want to take the travel one, even the platinum is not a bad card to start your journey. Even that converts to a core, by the way, right? So start somewhere, see how you like it.
Awesome. There's more cool stuff happening here, यार. मतलब मैं surprise हो गया इससे. But this also, I think, is like a very, very cool feature. So you saw this, right? That we gifted 5 memberships of the Great Indian Points and Miles show, which is awesome. Immediately after, I saw that Explore with Satish, he himself has gifted one more membership of the Great Indian Points and Miles show to someone. So whoever's the lucky winner, like we say, winner chicken dinner. I hope you enjoy that membership. And thank you, Satish, for gifting that membership randomly to one person who is watching this live stream. So with that, let's go on.
I just want to add something, Adil. So people who are on live streams with anybody, not only with us, if you have to enable receiving gifts in your YouTube account, YouTube chooses based on that as well. So if your setting is disabled to receive gifts, you won't receive any gifts. Also, like Satish has done, you are capable of gifting a subscription or membership to anybody of any of your friends, right? So that also works, right? So
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Dhiman. Let's come to Ashish. Ashish is joining in from Tokyo. It's 1 a.m. here. क्या बात है यार, Ashish? Thank you for tuning in all the way from Tokyo. Very, very cool. Somebody asked, we just spoke about the Premier card, right? And look who responds. The guy who responds is our friend MZ from Hyderabad. This is the guy. गौर से देखिए इस इंसान को, ladies and gentlemen. He's the guy who's got most of us in the Great Indian Lounge the HSBC Premier card. Like, I've confessed this in one of the podcasts as well. In fact, that podcast should come out this week. It's going to be a very, very cool podcast on all things cards. I have gone ahead and confessed in that episode that I wasn't considering the HSBC Premier, but MZ was the one who actually convinced me to take it. Dhimant was also telling me for some time, but eventually MZ convinced me. And then luckily, because of both of them, I benefited because of the amazing Accor transfer bonus that happened. So I think in Seema Taparia's words, who you've seen on Netflix, I think the stars aligned. So with that, let's continue. Keep those comments coming, people. We'll get into a couple more questions that we've got about perks, and then we'll come back to your questions and we'll address a lot of those. So let's talk a little bit about protection perks. Now, these perks aren't nearly flashy, but they might be like very, very underrated. think about purchase protection, think about extended warranties, think about like the fraud and zero liability cover, stuff like this. Amit, I'll come to you first here. How should people think about protection perks, especially since we don't actively use them unless something goes wrong? What is your thought here?
See, the very first reason I ask people to take a credit card and move away from debit card is the fraud protection. Given कि हम आज की डेट में more and more we are inclined and doing everything online and even internationally where the protection works in a slightly different way. The credit card protects your inherent money. डेबिट कार्ड में तो आपका पैसा गया तो आप उसके बाद हाथ पैर मार रहे हो कि मुझे वापस मिल जाए एंड यू आर फाइटिंग अराउंड दैट, whereas the credit card chargeback system works beautifully, especially with some of the renowned names. It works really beautifully. So I think that first feature of fraud protection and zero liability cover, that's amazing. That comes along with credit card. Debit card में आप अपने पैसे के लिए हाथ पैर मार रहे हो. The other part is about which is there on only some of the cards though. आपने कोई चीज खरीदी है and there is some theft that has happened, so you also have that protection to claim back that amount, and also in case the thing doesn't turn out to be as good as it was promised to be, then also you have protection from the credit card companies or the banks, which is again another feature. So in my view, these are features, like you said, very less used but very useful, especially the first one about fraud protection. That is a real differentiator for why somebody should definitely have a credit card as opposed to just continuing on the debit card ecosystem. The last one I would say, and I think that there was some points around that, is some of the cards also give you some additional features about not just what you're doing to be protected, but also some of your stuff. Like I talked about if some theft happens or something. But I took this. I was researching the fuel cards last year, and I took all three fuel cards: BPCL, Octane, amazing credit card. Then the RBL Indian Oil, which gives the 8.5% value. But the third card was IDFC Power Plus. And interestingly, IDFC Power Plus gives you an additional benefit of protection of your cars in case of anything that happens over there. For example, roadside assistance you need, and that is an amazing feature that you get with the car. So I think peace of mind is something that comes inherently. और ये चीज आपको क्रेडिट कार्ड से मिल रही है जो बाकी जगह यू विल हैव टू ईदर शेल आउट फ्रॉम योर पॉकेट और you have to really search कि कैसे मैं इन चीजों के लिए कवर लूं या फिर कैसे मैं एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटेक्शन लूं.
Awesome.
Sahi. Dhimant, what are your thoughts here? Have there been moments in your life where these perks really worked in your favor? What were those like? I'm curious.
So, first of all, very blunt submission, and I think the reason for doing this episode also was that we all have to keep learning, right? And one of the realizations that I had was that, let's be honest, right? The first time our credit card kit appears, we look at the reward rate, we look at क्या हमको free मिल रहा है, night Taj voucher, night मिलता है, whatever, and then we just close the booklet and throw it away, right? A lot of times we see this free insurance cover, we don't even read about it. But I want to just submit here that there are certain cards whose protection covers or insurances are actually better and well made. So I'll give you a few examples. I had Burgundy Private for, let's say, very recently I have it, right? But earlier I used to have an ICICI card, which was the ICICI Sapphire from a long time. And in the beginning, which is now devalued, ICICI Sapphire used to have a roadside assistance feature, right? I have used it a couple of times. I did not know it existed on the card itself, right? I had called the bank for something and they told me, and then I tried it because I used to always buy this as an additional cover to my insurance policy, right? So I've used it a couple of times. I think one submission I'm making for myself for 2026 is check out what are all the other benefits available on this aspect in my portfolio of cards, because obviously we have a hell lot of cards, all of us put together. I'm sure we can find 5 benefits at least जो आज हमको नहीं पता, right? And very interestingly, Adil, I'll tell you this, I'm 100% sure you are a flat charge member for many, many years. Let me tell you one feature of flat charge that you may not know. Once a year, flat charge used to allow you an appliance repair service fully funded by them. They discontinued this service in 2020 and it was removed from the TNC, but they used to allow you to service your air conditioner, for example, and pay 2,000 rupees for that. Lovely feature, actual spending, and I'm sure every paisa matters agrees with me, because that removes 2,000 rupees from my life, right? So very interestingly, I think for my submission has been, how can we kind of bring more such features on the table which matter to us, and unearth it. Did you know about that feature, Adil?
This one, yes, but I have been lazy to never use it. Like I've just been super lazy. पता है इतने सालों से पता है लेकिन कभी यूज नहीं किया. I'll tell you
You know,
what.
you know that you know that meme, right? Which comes, you will know I am rich when I have this
अरे
feature,
भाई
but I
ऐसा
never
नहीं
used
है.
it.
Just like अब खराब हो गया तो ठीक है बनवा लेंगे. But like you have your ecosystem set up and कि अच्छा ये खराब हो गया तो इसको बुलाना है. So just haven't managed to use that feature. But one of my favorite uses of the Plaid Charge card is the expedited immigration and fast track at London Heathrow. Like अगर आप लंदन जा रहे हो, obviously there is a big line when it goes to security clearance and your customs and all of that. But if you have a Plaid Charge, there is a separate queue. और इसके लिए कुछ register नहीं करना, कुछ advance में call नहीं करना. You just go, you flash your card, and you skip the queue. So again, that's a very, very underrated, very, very cool perk. But this is something which is incredible when it comes to the Plaid Charge.
Awesome.
Let's take a couple more comments and then we'll go back to the perks to discuss. So there is a very cool comment that came, and we've not discussed this, so we should actually. Etihad Guest credit cards are back, and they're back finally in collaboration with Bank of Baroda. What are your thoughts? I still feel, Karthik, the most legendary card that ever existed was the SBI Etihad Guest card. For a fee of 5,000 plus tax, it used to say when you spend 8 lakh rupees a year on it, you will get a companion gift voucher. And that gift voucher will get you a buy one, get one on any ticket anywhere in the world if it books on Etihad Metal. I remember using that to book Abu Dhabi to London first class, and I got first class for my wife free on points, not on revenue. So again, like that was a crazy card. I've never seen the companion voucher come back. The Etihad guest card with Bob, I think there are two. One is the basic one, and the other one is the premium one. The basic one is a 1% reward rate. The premium one has a 2% reward rate. The premium one actually might be worth it, I feel, because like 5,000 bucks. But if you spend 5 lakhs, they give you your money back. Also, there is on a 12 lakh rupees spend, there is a 2% bonus of 24,000 miles that they drop if you reach that threshold. But again, if you are specifically looking for Etihad, this might be a good card. But otherwise, in the 5,000 range, I feel the travel one is a much better card. Those are my honest reactions. But Amit, what are your thoughts here? And then we'll bring in Dhimant as well.
So I've not analyzed the Bank of Baroda Etihad cards, so I think आज ही इसके बारे में information आई थी. I've not yet got the time to analyze that through. So I'm not having much of a comments about that. But I'm sure that given that it's points and miles show, this is something that the fraternity is very excited to look forward. But I think what is really happening in this space, हमने इस साल कई सारे credit cards देखे हैं जो they have been bundled with the airlines, but the excitement that I get to hear from people for Vistara, right? That one is missing. कि कुछ ऐसा card हो जो कि आपको wow या aha कहे कि यार this was the card I'm waiting for. I think that kind of excitement I'm not hearing for any card that has been launched this year with an airline partner. Even maybe you have another thoughts about
No,
it.
I look. I also not analyzed the card yet, so also I'm not somebody who kind of spends a lot of time looking at features as such. I generally get excited by the idea itself. Like for example, what I'm most excited right now is that banks are serious about tying up with airlines. That excites the idea excites me, which means that they see this fraternity of people who want to travel as credit card users, and that's important because earlier the persona was that these banks would largely invest in cashback based cards, and that's exciting. Now which cards I feel today have a wow factor in the co-branded space, I feel one is obviously the whole e-tail piece, which is the Swiggy card and the Amazon card and the Flipkart card, and all of these cards are like one big gucha of co-branded cards. And then there are these travel cards which was largely held by the Vistara cards as the flag bearer. But after that has gone, I feel the best co-branded card today that exists is the HDFC Merit card. And they've really upped the game, because I feel that when you start the journey by offering one free night, it just makes your life very simple to acquire that customer in that ecosystem, right? So what I always keep telling on my on the show as well is that there's an Accor Explorer. It's Explorer for a reason. You explore that, and then you learn whether you like it or not. Similarly, I feel the HDFC Bonvoy card I'm very excited about. I feel that a lot of people, and today, as you know, that there's in news that the HDFC Merit has been offered as a first year free to a lot of customers, right? And unlike any other precedent, they have said that we'll give you first year free and we'll give you the joining benefit also. And we'll also give you 1,500 rupee voucher, which is insane. Like, so I have not heard of any such thing. So it's great, I think. Amit, adding to your point, I think in the airline space, I feel that there are only, the problem is not the cards itself, the problem is the airline itself. We need another airline. Matlab, आज between Air India and Indigo, we are stuck with, what is the ecosystem itself. I think that's why we are struggling.
And the statuses have also been removed now. So आपको कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी privilege मिलनी चाहिए, say
Yeah.
you are supposed to get that thing. Like you talked about the Explorer, right? So once you go into Accor, if you're trying to go into Accor system and you have Explorer, you figure out कि जो आपको वो value back मिल रहा है वहां से, that cannot be matched by anything else, right? So if you're onboarding somebody onto a card which is co-branded with an airline, आपको वो privilege का एक insight दो, ताकि one can either pull other people onto that ecosystem, or maybe their family, or can in future say कि अगर मेरे पास card नहीं है तब भी I need to have this privilege, because I think these are the really reasons why somebody would like to give you a taste of that. Like you said about HDFC Marriott Bonvoy as well, right? They want you to have a taste of कि Marriott Bonvoy होता कैसे है, एक रात तो रहो, maybe you like that. And some of us have got spoiled that way, right? We have been lured into these things, gone over there once or twice, and then said कि चलो अब तो यही जाना है, we'll figure out जाना कैसे है. But that's how we will do.
On a lighter note, I also feel that sometimes what happens is, if you have a bad product for whatever reason, and you do something similar, then you're actually pushing away your customers to the competition. So like, it's also important when the brand does it. So I feel that Marriott and Accor both are in a state where they are growing in India, both are taking India very seriously. So they also want to induce trials. And let's agree, outside China, India is the biggest demand in the world, right? So obviously people are growing, aspirations are increasing. So I am actually very hopeful that while we can say that their devaluation ho raha hai, cards ke features khatam ho rahe hai, I'm actually on the other side. I feel that for the next 5 years, you'll keep seeing brands investing. I mean, it may not come from the banks, but some or the other partner will keep investing in the ecosystem.
Yeah, I think very well said. Let's take a couple more comments and questions here. There is, I think we should just take this flavor of the season. Kunal is saying that he needs to know our 2 bits on the Infinia 18 lakh rule. Is it applicable for the current year? Is it going to come in next year? What's the official verdict? What are our thoughts? Amit, maybe we can go with you on this first.
So it's an interesting thing, because King has so Infinia has been on the throne for long, or anytime there is a king, there are always speculations about कि अब क्या होने वाला है. Many have come, many are trying to challenge the king, but it is still reigning. Today I saw somebody posting on X, they mailed the customer care and got the clarification that 18 lakh is currently an aspiration, that they are looking for people to spend that, but it is not a requirement to be met. That's the official word that has come out so far, right? And again, we know that sometimes the different customer care executives can reply differently as well, but they still say कि अगर आप 10 lakh का criteria meet करते हो तो आपकी fees जो है वो हट जाएगी for whosoever is having a paid card. So I think we are still waiting for clarity. Even to make things complex as the year is ending, ICICI Emerald का आज और news आ गया, right? So that one has to maintain the TRV on that one to be able to continue with EPM card, which I think in this space कुछ तो चल रहा है. Probably people
just talk a little more about that, because people will want clarity on what is the TRV and what exactly you've heard. Let's just lay it out so that people have context.
So I don't know what is a TRV because I heard a different numbers about it, but a number of people have received the calls or as well as emails as well, that if they don't maintain a certain TRV with the bank, and the TRV included the savings and the deposit balance, then their relationship, their card will be devalued, or the private relationship that they have been uh, awarded will be taken back or will be downgraded. Now again, some of these things is what we have got actually very limited hearsay around it, and a lot of it is speculation. But I also saw from one of the fraternity members and a senior one that they received an email about that as well, to be for a certain criteria to be met. So something really is happening in that space. And of course, the kind of specifically for the case of ICICI is they are very focused upon finding the bang for the buck. So jitni investment kar rahe hain, how to get out of that. And the space about giving away 18% on this and 33, I think 18%, 33% on the hotel and flight do not really pinch these people that much, because usme margins level काफी ज़्यादा है. The real hit is actually on the vouchers. वहां पे the margins are actually less, and they are really the things to be given as a bait for people to be brought into, and उसके अंदर भी stability नहीं मिल रही है. The thing that we have seen with ICICI over last few months, especially the EPM card, is they're trying to still getting things frozen. उन्होंने हश हश में आई शॉप निकाल दिया, उसको अभी स्टेबल वो हुआ नहीं है, अभी भी बग्स उसके अंदर है, कुछ ना कुछ चल रहा है. And then you are seeing the people trying to take advantage, which anyways people try to see कि कहाँ से हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कर सकते हैं. अभी तक उनके point system नहीं stabilize हुए, and on the top of that then they're sending out this email. So people are getting mixed signals about यार मुझे क्या करना है और क्या हो रहा है. So with this Infinia story, mad with ICICI APM, people looking क्या हो रहा है, और तीसरी तरफ HSBC प्रीमियर बैठा है, वो कह रहा है लो 50% एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स लो, आप इसको खर्च करो, right? So you're getting mixed signals about all of this thing happening, but I think it is very exciting time. तो मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ लोगों को हमेशा, एक बंद हो, जैसे कुछ लोग बात करते हैं डिवैल्यू हो जाएगा, इसके बारे में ट्रिक कर रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं, यार एक बंद होगा दो आ जाएगा, बिकॉज इंडिया की पॉपुलेशन बहुत है. एंड इफ यू लुक एट द क्रेडिट कार्ड, ओवरऑल नंबर ऑफ पीपल यूजिंग क्रेडिट कार्ड, अभी तो शुरुआत हुई है यार. अभी तो the people have just started getting used to using credit cards over here. You may feel Twitter के ऊपर बहुत लोग है यूज कर रहे हैं. I can tell you outside of this space you have got probably 1000x people who have got no idea कि क्या चल रहा है यार. ठीक है.
Yes, agreed.
You bet. I think this is just the start. From a penetration perspective, purely the ratio of number of people who have credit cards to active utilization of credit cards, we're barely scratching the surface. So I think the category will grow, the market will grow, and the early birds will get the worm. And it's okay if these banks come up with these conditions. I do think like even HDFC, perhaps this might be a smart thing by their product managers to put this out in the market and just see how people react. And based on that, then roll out the actual hard line. This is what you call soft feedback, just seeing how the market reacts and taking a leaf out of their book. Maybe ICICI is doing the same thing. Instead of rolling out a change and then getting like a scurry of feedback, maybe just put it out there as a potential leak, see how people react, and then actually go ahead and make the announcement. Well, we don't know, we're speculating right now, but it is what it is. But like Amit said, right, एक चले जाएगा तो चार और आएंगे, and then we can figure out how to potentially go there. But that's the name of the game. Cool. With that, let's come back to perks, and then we will go back again to taking questions from all of you. Thank you guys for bringing your current comments. We will continue to take these questions. But let's go back to our stream, and we were going to talk about perks. So we talked about two buckets. Let's come to the third one. The third one is lifestyle perks. And in lifestyle perks, you've got exciting ones like dining programs, you've got concierge services, you've got golf, you've got movies. And then I love when American Express does curated experiences. Those are really, really good. So these perks only work though if they replace something you'd spend money on anyways. So Dhimant, coming to you first, how do you decide whether a lifestyle perk is actually worth engaging with? What's your point of view there?
ये थोड़ा सा this is a little tricky one because when you say lifestyle perks, the first thing comes to your mind is that you end up a lot of time overspending than what you like want to spend उसके ऊपर because some of these incentives are built in such a way in cards कि इतने पे इतना मिलेगा. For example, you say कि यार Mercedes पे मैं 10x दूंगा flat charge पे, but how many people can actually want to buy a Mercedes and then you stretch yourself. So for me, I think what has worked in the lifestyle perk segment is what is my current lifestyle, right? What supports it, and how is that feature solving my problem, right? So I give you a classic example of, let's say, dining, right? So one perk which I loved on the Magnus Burgundy and Axis cards is that birthday voucher of 3,000. Now think about it, right? One day of the year, I really splurge on food, right? I don't think about that day that I'll go to my favorite restaurant. I'm actually okay to spend 10K on that day, right? So getting a 3,000 rupee off on Easy Diner with Access, like just matches my lifestyle. So, for example, I feel that this is one use case. Now, I'm sure it is also similar for somebody who plays a lot of golf, for example. I don't, right? And that's one thing, by the way, I've earmarked for next year कि मुझे अब golf सीखना है just because I have too many cards giving me golf benefits. So also थोड़ी age भी उस direction में जा रही है मेरी कि I think of a sport which I can play consistently. And movies, I think this is the third one. One of the reasons why I held on and love Burgundy Private is the fact that the movie perks are quite exciting. So I love watching movies. I'm a movie buff. So these are the two, three things that I love a lot. Uh, Meet and greet and concierge, I think we have spoken about it in the airport side. So largely similar, but again, one last, and I'll leave Amit to talk about it because he is the champion and he's been talking about it, is a mix of lifestyle and airport services, which is now free shopping. So my wife loves that, right? The Scapia shopping benefit, and I love how people innovated with it. So maybe Amit, you can talk about it a little bit and also add your stuff to the whole lifestyle perks bit as well.
आई थिंक इफ आई डोंट टॉक अबाउट स्केपिया तो मेरे से लोग काफी नाराज हो जाएंगे कि यार आपने उसका नाम भी नहीं लिया. You know, that's been the most controversial card of the year for me, and the most benefiting as well. So all thanks to the marketing team. As so, जैसे मैं starting में कह रहा था, right? I try to add some of the value factors to say what is the feel good factor a card is giving. So Scapia का जो factor है ना कि now again many of us have come from middle class, right? So airport पे यार कौन shopping करता है is the kind of scenario that we have. यार airport पे जाके तो ये things are very costly, whatever it is. Though now scenario have changed as well. In fact, कभी कभार तो मुझे airport पे अच्छी deal मिली as compared to places outside. But still, for a lot of people, it's there in the head कि यार airport पे तो who is shopping over there. So when you at least and even if it is 1,000 rupees that you're getting on tier 1 airports via Scapia, that's a great thing. And if you're so while we are targeting for, say, let's say middle class, probably those kind of people, but actually it is very useful for people who are frequent flyers, right? Because आप multiple airports जा रहे हो, and every time you're going on an airport, you can get 1,000 rupees you can get whatever it is. And the other thing is the lounge is getting way too crowded. So if you have to grab something, which is what a number of us are now doing, so you can just grab a burger, you go to pizza, or maybe a dosa or anything outside of lounge as well. You get that free of cost. So why not is the case for that? So that for me is the lifestyle perk that I'm calling it lifestyle because usually you would not do that, and that is an additional factor. That's a wow factor that people are getting. So that's a good use case, and I think it was also an innovation on their part. यार ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? And I think it takes a lot of challenges to say सारी के सारी जितने भी आपके वहां पे एयरपोर्ट पे शॉप्स है वो सब listed and what not is the case. So it was quite a good innovation on that part as well. The second benefit that we guys have been talking about is the movies, right? Which is extremely, I would say, challenging. Challenging because buy one get one, I think, is a given for many of us. In fact, जो premium cards are, they're even getting 750 तक उसमें buy one get one मिल रहा है, including if you take food etc. then that also you can get. And recently ICICI का आया कि they have if you only match a certain spend criteria, you're going to get the buy one get one whatever it is. So they're making a change about it. But that's a perk that is, I think for me, it is very useful, buy one get one. And the one card that I will talk about over here is which is a lifetime free credit card and gives you a free movie ticket of 500 rupees twice in a year. Very underrated Tiger, right? IndusInd Tiger credit card. तो आपको अगर अब 3 लोग हैं अगर मूवी जा रहे हैं या आप सिंगल हो जा रहे हो या फ्रेंड के साथ जा रहे हो एंड यू आर ऑल बाय योरसेल्फ, देन दिस कार्ड गिव्स यू 2 मूवी टिकट्स फ्री और आपको कोई स्पेंड क्राइटेरिया मीट करने की जरूरत नहीं है, लाइफ टाइम फ्री है और इशू भी रिलेटिवली आई हैव सीन इजी अगर आपके पास ऑलरेडी इंडसइंड का लेजेंड कार्ड या कोई और कार्ड नहीं है. I think these benefits are what I would call two good factors. Golf, Deemat, like you said, this was on my to-do list for this year. 6-7 दिन बचे हैं. I will still see if I get a moment to at least go on a golf course and tick that off my 2025 bucket list. If not, that's the first thing that I'm going to try in 2026.
Awesome, awesome. I'm sure people have a lot of questions for you on these cards, but I have one question, and one question which my wife keeps asking me because we are 3 people. हम लोग हमेशा buy one get one लेते हैं, but तीसरी टिकट पे कोई डिस्काउंट नहीं मिलता है. Like, which are the good cards for somebody solo to buy a ticket and watch a movie and get a good discount? Like not 20-30 rupees on Amazon Pay. Like, do you know any such card which gives such a discount?
See, I do 2 things over here. पहली बात तो I mean the number of times we go is like 2 to 3 times we'll go for I mean when we are 3 or we need a single ticket. तो उस केस में IndusInd Tiger is a no-brainer. 500 rupees आपको off मिलनी है and whatever extra book my show charges are there and they have now added a convenience fee etc. वही आपको pay करनी है. So that is a no-brainer. The other thing is buy the book my show vouchers using Amazon Pay from Amazon or any other place. तो आपको वो discounted vouchers मिल जाएंगे. Use those vouchers to purchase whatever it is. There is one trick also that people use for PVR, which is kind of again, I don't know how we talk about tips, tips and hacks on things. I'm not very fond of these, but I learned that people do GPS spoofing to show the location that they're nearby the airport, ताकि उनकी convenience fees वहां पे ना लगे. And then they use the voucher, PVR का voucher लेंगे और उसको वहां पे डालेंगे, and that's how they will save on the stuff. So you can't get entire thing off, but it is as much as you can discount it. And these are the 2 things that I figured out. कि book my show का voucher ले लो या PVR का voucher ले लो. I think Kotak is the another card. PVR Kotak card है. वो काफी benefit देता है. वहां पे आपको tickets मिलते हैं. But I have not analyzed that further because उतना मेरा spend नहीं है उस चीज का, तो that's not on my top.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Cool. Let's take a few more comments now.
Hey, but Adil, before we take comment, I want to hear your favorite lifestyle perk and which perk do you value the most? Because among 3 of us, you are the most lavish lifestyle liver. So would want to know a little bit about how you use this lifestyle perk.
Burgundy private card holder बोल रहा है, मैं lavish हूँ. बताओ.
अरे मतलब पैसा कैसे यूज करते हो इम्पोर्टेंट होता है ना. क्लास भी तो होना चाहिए आपकी तरह यूज करने के लिए.
क्या प्यार से
Deemat, have you watched? Deemat, have you watched ये stand up? What is that guy's name? Skipped over my Tandon, right? Tandon का stand up. If you see, Amit Tandon का इसी वीक पे stand up ये आया कि पैसा आ गया है, क्लास कैसे आएगा टाइप की चीज, right? So that was there's a very good stand up he has released this week. Please go and watch it, guys. It's really amazing. तो वही बात है. I think that's the right question. Deemat asked कि ठीक है, one thing is about having the money. How do you actually spend it is a different game altogether.
Yeah. So I really like the domestically, I think favorite perk right now, even now, is the airport privileges, and that is again जब वो पहला कार्ड आया लाइफ टाइम फ्री स्केपिया फेडरल बैंक में, फेडरल बैंक से कौन कार्ड लेता है यार. Deeman was the first guy to get the card. मैं बोला यार फेडरल बैंक क्यों? And then he got the card, and then we were flying together for one of our events. So he said, यार देखो आज we have $1,000 of free shopping. मैं बोला ये क्या चीज है? That's when I figured यार, so lounge access we're blessed to have our other cards, so we can still go to our favorite Air India lounge and enjoy our ghee podi Benedict there, or the lovely benne masala dosa, which is Davangiri benne masala dosa. So your food is sorted there. But then every time you're coming back, right? My kids are looking forward to something. Mere liye kya laya? So then now what happens is you got a 1,000 rupee budget to just buy something from Hamleys or something for them from anywhere, and I can just bring that and give it to them, right? So it's like $1,000 free every single time you fly. And then when we fly together, because now my wife also has that card, then that number just goes up to 2,000, right? Which is very, very sweet, because then your kids just enjoy it. So I think that's my favorite domestic perk. Internationally, like I said, Black Charge comes to the rescue. It's really good when it comes to fast tracking with immigration and stuff like that. So that's one of my favorite lifestyle perks. Cool. So with that, back to comments, back to questions. Lots of comments, lots of questions here. Let's start taking them one by one. So Virendra has a very good question. Did you guys ever get income tax notice due to high credit card spend? So यार Virendra, हम बार बार बोलते हैं, आज दोबारा तुम्हें बताएंगे, whatever is your income, ensure that your credit card spends are substantially lesser than your income. So let's say if your income is 100 rupees, let's say you're investing 50 rupees out of that, right? So your expenses therefore are 50 rupees. Now ensure that your credit card usage is a percentage of that 50 and not the entire 50. क्योंकि अगर वो entire 50 हो जाएगा तो आ जाएगा आपको notice, right? So ensure that you're very diligent about your spends and you're doing a percentage of your income based on whatever your spend strategy is. But that's my two takes. Savdhan rahe, satark rahe. So with that, we'll move on to the next question. We've got Tanmay here, and Tanmay is saying, I'm not getting the HDFC Infinia, ICICI EPM. HDFC is asking me to close HDFC Swiggy to get a new card. Is this a new thing? Dimant, you want to take this one?
Yeah, so this is not new, Tanmay. I think when I was trying to get the BizBlack, I was told HDFC Swiggy, मैंने बोला एक काम करो स्विगी टाटा न्यू जो बंद करना है बंद कर दो मुझे BizBlack चाहिए. So like they are kind of a little finicky. Also, Tanmay, the thing is that you talk to 5 people in HDFC, everybody will give you a different answer. The right way to do it is always write to them on email and tell them that, I want this card. Which card do I need to close? They would be the most get it on writing is what I'm trying to say. Don't go by what the RM says. In my view, they will ask you to close HDFC Swiggy only if you have 3 cards plus, not if you have just one card. That's highly unlikely. Unless you don't have a core card at all, then I think that could be a challenge as well. So I'm not sure about it. ऐसा
Sounds
कोई रूल
good.
तो नहीं है.
Let's answered well. Let's come to the next question. Amit, perhaps you can take this. Would love your take here. Can you tell us a competitor card for Magnus for Burgundy, which has no caps on reward conversion? What are your thoughts here?
I think Amex ke card will be the challenger for that maybe. But again, which won't have a capping on reward conversion. HSBC Premier ka nahi hai. See, Magnus for Burgundy is actually a different league. So it's very difficult to say. If you have those kind of spend, then I really will not have a card to match that, at least not in my scheme of things. But otherwise, without reward capping, HSBC ka card hai, which don't have any reward capping. MXA doesn't have really any capping. Those are the cards that will come in my mind.
None of the cards except M4B or Atlas have any capping as such. मतलब outside Axis, I don't think anybody caps it. BizBlack caps the Smart Buy redemption to 75,000 for some reason. But Mice transfer पे वहाँ पे भी कोई cap नहीं है. So like I don't think there is any other cap. So मेरे mind में competition would be HSBC Premier like Sir said, and मेरे mind में that would be the number one.
You have to think about this on two lenses, Ram. I think one is earn potential and two burn potential. तो आप burn potential की बात कर रहे हो अभी, and I think what you're probably referring to, I'm assuming, is the Group A and Group B limits that Axis has set. But Amex does not have any such limit like EPM. Amit, I'm saying EPM, calling you EPM. Amit rightly said. So I think Amex is a great card. HSBC Premier, if you can get that one, that's a great card. But purely if you're looking at earn potential, then nothing like Magnus Burgundy. If you have it, just use it to the best of your advantage. Cool. Let's come to another one where we've got Atit who's asking this question. Dhiman, perhaps you can take this one. He's got 15 stay nights planned in 2026 using Accor points. He wants to know whether he should buy Explorer Plus and what's the best time to buy it, considering it's giving 2K points right now on buying the Accor Plus.
Hey, Atit, so this is a good question. I think right now, a lot of people have assumed this. So today only I was talking to the Accor Plus team. The way Accor plans this is they know the peaks and troughs of their Accor Plus sales, right? So they know for a fact that people slow down on buying Explorer during December. So you're likely to see the best offers in December, right? So think about it in that manner. Now, if you are chasing a platinum status next year by adding status nights, then this is absolutely a horrible time to buy the Explorer Plus, right? Because if you get the 30 nights today, you will have to figure out a way to get to platinum right away. Because all of them will become zero on January 1st. However, if you're somebody who is buying this for the member discount, right? Or you're buying the Accor Explorer for, let's say, the buy one get one night, and it's not important for you to change the platinum status. Then I think this is the brilliant time. By the way, the news that I'm hearing is very soon the 30 night status is also going to stop. I don't know when, but they may not. We should not assume that the 30 nights or gold status will come by default in the Accor Explorer. That's a wrong assumption because I don't think even the Accor Plus team has clarity on that. So they renew this month on month, and there is no guarantee this will renew in January as well. So, Atit, my simple suggestion: if you want chasing status, don't take it now. If you're taking it for the members discount and buy one get one night, take it right away because the offer is very good. Like that's my suggestion. And obviously, you can drop us an email if you want. We can connect you to the Accor Plus team, and you can buy the Accor Plus membership if you want.
All right, there you go, Atit. Hope that is helpful. Let's come to the next one. Amit, if you can take this one. Bhushan is asking, using HSBC Travel One, what's the best way to buy Amazon Pay, shopping, and Chroma vouchers? Probably Swiggy, Zomato, etc. as well.
So, well, a tough one because HSBC, this is the problem that we are having, right? They don't have their own, accelerator reward points. They have a shop where you can go and buy things, but not really this thing. So, and so the best way to buy probably is going by directly Gifter or Amazon. वहीं से ही खरीदो. The Credit was also giving some of the vouchers at discount. That probably is the way. Honestly, this is not something I really see for other cards. As SBI cashback के लिए, I have explored these things because that is where you get 5% का cashback. HSBC T1 पे आपको accelerated नहीं मिलेगा. There was a portal which have been talked about. I'm not gonna name the portals over here, but there is a portal जहाँ पे आपको reward points के against में, spends के against में, the MCC that used to come was for hotels. That's where you can get the accelerated. People have used it for Axis Atlas. You can go on Twitter and you can search it, is all I can say for that. Probably that's where you can get accelerated points using HSBC T1. वहाँ पे voucher आते रहते हैं. I'll just give you a hint. It is called MM. Just go on Twitter and search it out.
Cool. Let's move on to the next one. Bhushan, hope that helps. Let's come to the next one. Dhiman, maybe you can take this. For 2026, which card do you suggest to be the primary between HSBC Premier, EPM, or DCB Metal? Plaid Travel is anywhere there and it'll do his 4 lakh thing. Planning to use EPM for just the vouchers.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would stick to HSBC Premier. So Digvish, I would say one simple thing, and I'm going to say this on record. Till the time I see the first miles partner come from ICICI, I'm not making any major spends on ICICI going ahead. Till the time I see the first, if my requirement is miles partners, if you are traveling domestically a lot and you're okay to kind of use it like revenue smart buy, then please by all means make EPM your primary card because then it matches HSBC ka travel numbers almost. It also matches vouchers of Infinia rate even better. And I would then use EPM. But if I want to convert to any miles partners, I'm going to stay away from EPM and I would then hinge towards HSBC Premier. So that's my 2 cents.
All right, understood. Let's come to the next one. This is by Rajesh. Amit, if you can take this one. Rajesh says his and his wife's annual spends are between 8 to 10 lakhs a year. He's got Amex Plaid Travel. He recently asked for an upgrade from the MRCC. Wife has got Regalia Gold. Should he consider getting the HDFC Marriott Bonvoy considering it's first year free?
So HDFC Marriott Bonvoy तो ले ही लो यार. मतलब first year free मिल रहा है. You should not leave money on the table is what I would say. However, I would say do the spends on Regalia Gold because Marriott Bonvoy ka reward rate is not good. Okay, so that's not a card to spend money on. And I think Dhimant, in one of your videos, you have beautifully told about the benefit of Regalia or uske आपको क्वार्टरली भी उसके स्पेंड क्राइटेरिया पे यू आर गोना गेट द the voucher and stuff. So 8 to 10 lakh depends upon how you have spread. If it is concentrated in a quarter, at least some of the spend, then you're gonna get benefit out of that. And otherwise, I think Regalia Gold is good. The other benefit from Regalia Gold is it also is a ladder to the other cards. So if you want to go to DCB Metal, then Regalia Gold पे typically 5 लाख का spend अगर आप कर देते हो 6 महीने के अंदर and you are able to get 5 to 6 lakh का limit है वहाँ पे, then DCB Metal का आपका रास्ता वहाँ पे आराम से खुल जाता है, and that I think is will help you rise the ladder first. हाँ, ये कहानी और है कि आपके पास अगर रिगेलिया गोल्ड है और आप अगर HDFC मेरिट बॉन्ड ले लेते हो तो कोई और HDFC का कार्ड है कि नहीं है, that is something that you need to see, because Marriott Bonvoy is on the Diners platform, so that's gonna stop you from getting Diners Metal, or put hindrances into that. So if you are definitely targeting Diners Metal some point in the future, then avoid Marriott Bonvoy. Otherwise Marriott Bonvoy तो उठा ही लो और Regalia Gold के अपने spend करके फ्यूचर में देखो उसको कैसे आगे जाना है. That's what my view would be.
I would just add one thing here, Rajesh, and this is something which is very, very underrated. I don't think any 3,000 rupees card in the world solves a lounge problem like the Diners HDFC Marriott Bonvoy card. It has got a terrific lounge network. It can be used globally. And today, as of today, there are no major spend conditions, which means that this card delivers. It's almost like a super premium card hidden in a mass premium rate. Let's put it that way. So my suggestion is take it, and I think Regalia and Amex Flat Travel and Marriott Bonvoy, crazy stack. I love the stack.
Awesome. So Rajesh, hope that helps. MZ got one comment. He's waiting for his Accor co-branded credit card. MZ, you never know, man. 2026 might be the year. Let's try and see if we can make that happen. But Dhimant is saying no. क्यों यार? Dhimant क्यों ना बोल रहे हो?
अरे इतने co-branded card है. Atlas is a co-branded card. Regalia Gold is a co-branded. All of this are Accor co-branded cards only. What more do you want from? क्या चाहिए तो?
There is only one now, HSBC Premier. That is the only co-branded, true co-branded card.
True
Arey,
blue
see,
co-branded Accor.
if I am Accor, Adil, think about this. If I am Accor and if I want to invest money in this country, all I need to do is sell a little more points cheaply to these banks, and these banks are like happy to kind of increase distribution. Anyways, most of the banks' major funds are going into Accor only, right? So I personally don't see the need of an Accor credit card, but again, I don't know what MZ is thinking.
No, हम तो लेंगे जब भी आएगा. I think
हाँ,
that is the one.
लाउंज में बात कंटिन्यू करेंगे डिस्कशन ये वाला.
Done. Chalo, Amit, why don't you take this one? What are you hearing about the Amex Flat Travel? Do you think it's coming back? And if yes, when? If not, what is the alternative to the Flat Travel?
So the rumors were last August/September, which have gone by, and I don't know really. I mean, again, everything is speculation. अभी तो पूरी के पूरा इसका जो भी market है, I have heard is all cold about the rumors of what it is coming. The rumor that I have heard about Amex, and again, it's rumor and speculation, that they're going to only target for 5,000 or 10,000 plus, fees wale card. They're trying to do revamp, but I think the whole strategy of revamping their portfolio, that is still not figured out. As an external, that's how I read the market. And no time soon. Probably they'll have to see in terms of what is the value back they've given. And most importantly, referral program aa raha hai ki nahi aa raha hai. That's how I see it. Because that was the reason a lot of people joined this bandwagon. And in fact, after a year, jo ki January mein, in fact, 1 year is going to get completed for tons and tons of people. They're going to have a rethink to say whether I need to continue the card or not. In terms of alternative, I would say travel focus card dekh rahe ho to HSBC Travel One, if you can get, that's a very good card, right? Again, Atlas has also been discontinued, so wo bhi nahi mil raha hai. So the other one is HSBC Travel One. I would say go for that. That is one card to focus upon in this range.
Awesome. Let's come to the next one. Let's come here. Let's take the next one. Maybe you can take this, Dhimant. Some good credit cards for paying life and health insurance premium, both at entry level and then the premium ones as well.
So the ones that I use for insurance right now is HSBC Premier, but I am not sure if HSBC Travel One still awards insurance. At a premium, I think HSBC Premier is by far the best card available right now in terms of exclusion list, because up to 1 lakh it considers all excluded categories. So for me, whenever I'm in doubt, I don't use Axis cards at all, because the MCC is too much of a painful thing to kind of go after it. One card which I used for utilities, and Shubhajit, you should look at the Tata Neu, because it gives 5% flat on utilities, and as far as I'm concerned, it also gives on insurance. So from an entry level perspective, that could be another option for you as well. So think about HSBC Premier, and also at the top level and at the bottom level, as a Tata Neu for sure works. Because I used Tata Neu multiple times for insurance.
Adil, if I can add over here,
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
absolutely. Go
Please.
for it.
I just posted a reel on my Instagram also on this one. See, there are two aspects for paying insurance, and both of them very important. One card you have covered, the entry level, well, not entry, I would say, kind of entry slash mid level. Tata Neu Infinity, 5% ka Tata Neu coins aate hain. The other very beautiful card that got launched this year was the SBI PhonePe Black Credit Card, which is giving you 10% on insurance spends when paying
Wow.
on when paying via phone पे और आपको एक महीने में 2000 मिलता है, so like 20,000 rupees is what you can spend on that. And if you're paying outside of phone pay, then you get 1% over there as well. So that is a, if you're not having premium cards to pay via Amazon Pay, उसका भी एक रास्ता है. Amazon Pay, if you're having, then cover shore के through pay करो, and you are able to pay all of the premium. There's no limit on pay using the Amazon Pay. If you don't have those cards, those premium cards, then go via this route. So that's number one thing. The number two thing is, like I said, कि phone pay black, phone pay वाला जो card है, SBI black, SBI phone pay black credit card, उस पे 2,000 rupees is what you can get per month. So people say that I have a premium of like 60,000 rupees. What should I do? So my recommendation strongly, and I've told this to probably numerous people, which have thanked, those people have come and thanked me, is अपनी कंपनी को बोलो कि मेरा प्रीमियम जो है ना वो एनुअल से हटा के क्वार्टरली कर दे, right? So you have a very small bump in the premium, like 2% or something, 1%, 2%, but now you can earn 10% over 3 quarters. तो आपका और अगर ज्यादा है तो उसको मंथली बना दो. So just remove the ACH NASH, उसको हटा दो, and just start paying by credit card, and 10% आप अपना pay करो, and you can pay for life, health, motor, whatever it is. And that's what I would say is the top tip, कि लोगों को पता नहीं है कि हम ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं अपने प्रीमियम को over the period of time spread करके. We can earn a lot more on that.
That's awesome. Great hack.
Good advice, Amit. Let's move to the next one. Question from Tanmay. Hi, Adil, if I'm spending 10 to 15 lakhs every year on travel, do you think Amex flat charge is a good card to hold? Travel here includes end-to-end food, hotel, and flights. So, Tanmay, the honest answer is don't get the flat charge card if your spends are between 10 to 15. Get the flat charge card with an upgrade today if you can, because I think what they're offering is really, really good. So if you have a Plat Travel, or if you have the Plat Reserve, and if you got the upgrade email, they'll give you 125,000 points, and along with that, a 20,000 rupees Air India voucher. So think about you spending 66K plus taxes, which is 78K, but what you're getting for that 78K is 125,000 points and 20K Air India voucher. So think of you legally buying Marriott Bonvoy points or preferred points of your airline, like an Etihad or a Virgin, at a 2:1, right? So I think that's the reason you should get it. The other reason you should get it is because of the lifestyle and the status benefits. So, for example, if you don't have a Marriott Bonvoy status today, this will bump you up straight to Marriott Bonvoy Gold. If you don't have a Hilton status today, it will bump you up to Hilton Gold. So I'd say purely for that, get started in the ecosystem. And then if you fly Air India a lot, then I think that 25% will make it sweet. If you like to indulge in luxury shopping, that might be another factor as well. So those are my raw thoughts there. Cool. We'll come to Amit again. Amit, let's take Akshay's question for you. Can we reach the 8 lakh payment with gold purchase on Marriott card worth it, or for free night? Want to know the direct swap of Marriott card on jewelry machine. Will it come under exclusion? Amit, what are your thoughts there?
I don't remember on top of my mind whether it comes under exclusion or not. And I think we need to understand the portfolio of cards that you have for paying this much via the card. Ideally, I would say it is not worth paying 8 lakh via this card. There are many other ways to pay. and then very importantly, where are you paying in? Which store are you paying at? If it's a branded store, you get the vouchers everywhere. In fact, UPI पे भी आपको 2% 3% you get a discount for almost all big brands you get, right? So you save a lot from there. Agar if even if I say 2%, then you're getting 16,000 rupees back just even on UPI as well. And by using the credit cards, you're gonna get a lot more value. So that for me is not a very good way to spend the money to get just a free night worth on that. There are better ways to do that. Is what my initial thought is. I think we need to know what other cards does this guy hold. Akshay has to have a better, a recommendation about कि और कौन सा card आप use कर सकते हो.
One thing I want to add here is that this is a common problem with milestone cards, and a lot of cards have base rewards and milestone rewards. Now, what happens is if you look at the bank TNC documents, most of the banks do not define exclusions for milestones, right? Although they may have it, but they don't define it. So this is the problem, for example, with Atlas. Now, Atlas may people assume that certain spends will not give me rewards, but they will give you milestones. But at the end of the year, they suddenly told the customer that, oh no, you need to spend 2.5 lakh more because ye included nahi hai. So my recommendation is what I do and I follow as a principle is that if it doesn't count for base rewards, I assume it doesn't count for milestones unless somebody has done it and they are 100% confident about it. But I would be very careful when I'm spending a sum like 8 lakhs because agar base rewards nahi hai, I'm going to feel really cheated if I don't get the free nights, right? So, Akshay, my suggestion is that either get it in writing from the bank, write to them saying, plan to buy gold. I know it's excluded for base rewards. Does it count in the milestone? I would always get it on email from the bank, especially the Indian banks. Like, no way I'm taking this risk.
वो परेश रावल का मीम है ना हेरा फेरी में बिल्कुल रिक्स नहीं लेने का
Risk
I
लेने
think
का.
that is what Dhimant is trying to say. बिल्कुल रिक्स नहीं लेने का आज. So with that, Akshay, hope that helps. Let comes to Dhimant now. Dhimant, why did you take Aditya's question? He's looking for a change from Axis Vistara. Can you suggest a good card for Air India points mainly, or any other alternative?
यार आदित्य पूरी दुनिया वेट कर रही है इस कार्ड के लिए सो वी आल्सो वेटिंग फॉर एयर इंडिया कार्ड्स definitely I can tell you not to get the IDFC Indigo for sure. Now coming to Air India cards, there is nothing right now. Yeah, so I think the best bet right now is to if your use is Air India points, I think none of the Air India transfers are optimal because you always have an opportunity cost of putting that somewhere else. That points, right? But otherwise, all of your access cards. All of your Infinia is not giving Air India conversion right now. I think they stopped it for some time now. But in my view, any access card works, right? The Atlas, if you don't have, then probably any other card that you would have from Axis. Because Air India pe aur koi abhi hai nahi. Like Adil said, if you're okay to book revenue, then the plat charge is beautiful for Air India if you travel often and spend a lot on revenue.
Cool. Let's come to the next one. Next one is by Tarun, and Tarun is saying, which are Marriott properties from Maldives which can be reached via speedboat? So, yeah, speedboat, there are two properties in my opinion. One is the Sheraton Full Moon Maldives Resort and Spa. You can easily get there by speedboat. Just be mindful that when you go there, it will be a little noisy. It's very close to the Maldives airport. So, you will hear a lot of airplanes taking off and landing. If you're okay with that, you can definitely do that. One of my favorite things about the Sheraton here is the kids eat free. So if you take the kids there, you don't have to pay for their meals throughout the day. They can go to any restaurant and eat from the kids menu. It's free. So that's one of the cool perks of Sheraton properties. The other one, which is a recent one, which is opened recently, is the JW Marriott. And the JW Marriott, a lot of people don't know that you can go via speedboat, and therefore you avoid the seaplane transfer charges. One of our friends, Prashant, who is part of the Great Indian Lounge, a close friend of the show, he recently did it and he had a phenomenal experience. He did it in October, in fact. So you should take a look at that. So I think those are the only two, in my opinion, that I know and I'm aware of that you can do via speedboat. Pretty much everything else is on seaplane transfers. Cool. Let's come to the next one. Amit, maybe you can take this one. Shekhar's question is, how do you gain from rent payment and which card to use?
This demands an entire episode, to be honest, right? ये तो बहुत सस्ते में छूटने वाली बात हो गई है. How to gain from rent payment and which card to use, right? So there are a number of cards that you can use, and rent payment का जो main तरीका है, the right official way is going via Red Giraffe. And the cards that can be used, you can use DCB Metal, you can use Infinia, you can use Biz Black or to pay for the rent. Go and register on Red Giraffe, or Red Giraffe Go. You just go and register on the auto pay in your HDFC account. And that's done. You're done with that. Those are the best cards, I would say. But people have done that with some of the Access card as well. I've not done that, so I don't know. But there is information available on Twitter around how to do that, detail वगैरह में जाके. But this is one of the very sought after question, and people look forward to कि कैसे करना है, क्या करना है. Just a word of question over here. Word of question over here. Money rotation के लिए मत use करना. Okay. Red Giraffe is very particular about how you have a proper agreement, and in fact, do you have a residential agreement or you have a commercial agreement? They vet everything, so they check everything, and if there is anything that they figure out, then they're going to block your account, and they're going to notify whatever it is required to be done. So please don't use these tricks. Please don't use these as tricks. Use this only for legitimate purposes.
Makes sense. Always, we are very clear when we do the show. Guys, do not do anything for manufacturing spends. Stay away. It's a vicious cycle, and you will only lose in the long term. Please understand, the house always wins. So please stay away from manufacturing spends. Use only for whatever your legit spends are. और रिवॉर्ड नहीं मिल रहा है तो ठीक है यार, नो प्रॉब्लम. जितना अपना स्पेंड है उतना आ रहा है, बाकी का focus on ROI rather than ROS, and good sense will prevail. Go ahead, Dhiman.
One of the other beautiful cards, I think, which solves a lot of these purposes, I think, is the and again, somebody's asking for Plaid Travel replacement. Well, I don't have a direct replacement. The Indocent card is pretty good, right? The Avios card. If you are into miles and if you value Avios currency, they also are one of the few cards which are giving you milestones and some base rewards even for government spends and rent. Right, so rent pe to I think they give the full return if I'm not mistaken. So that's another beautiful card. Also, milestones keeps adding, right? So that's another card which I have recommended to people, and it's easy to get if you're ready to spend that 10K now, right? So plus you get the 20K joining benefit of the Avios.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's come to the next one. This is by Arbab. He's saying, is it wise to transfer the accumulated edge miles collected before year end, considering 30K limit for a year for Group A? So Arbab, definitely do it, but ensure you have travel plans. Like, just to transfer without travel plans doesn't make sense to me. If you have travel plans, even in the first 4 months of next year, I'd say go ahead and trigger the transfer. But if you don't have travel plans, I'm not sure. I'm always a fan of transferable currency rather than currency that is lying in a particular chain or a particular account. So my recommendation would be, if you have definite travel plans, for me, like for example, I plan vacations 1 year out. तो मैंने तो पूरा मेरा ट्रांसफर कर दिया है, ट्रांसफर किया मैंने, बुक भी कर दिया है. I don't have any miles left. मैं धीमंत को हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि if we compare our points balances, I'm always sitting on zero because I'm a paranoid guy. Why I'm a paranoid guy? Because I feel like कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है, कभी भी कुछ भी devalue हो सकता है. So what I do is I try and make a play wherein at the start of the year I say by the end of the year I should have X, and I want to get X because next year I want to go somewhere. So for 2027, I need to have my transferable partners ready in 2026, the planning of which starts in 2026. So for this year, for next year, for my vacation in October, my planning is already done, my travel is already booked. Now, in case things cancel, I always book flexible rates, which means that there will be a small penalty, but I'll get my points back, I'll get my miles back. So it really depends on your use case, Arbab. If you have a use case, absolutely transfer. If you don't, let them be. There's no reason to rush. Cool. Let's go to the next question. We have taken, all right. Maybe Amit, you can take this one. Bipin is not eligible for EPM and he currently holds the Times Black. Now, due to lack of airline hotel transfer partners, the reward points don't make much sense to him. What would be a better alternative for Times Black, given that he wants to focus on airline and hotel transfer partners?
I think HSBC Travel One is the one that comes to my mind, right? If I have to look at, in fact, Times Black is it has a particular use case because just price point pe wo card hai, it is even costlier than the premium cards, the other premium card that we have in the segment. And if we look at HSBC Travel One, and I think 31st December tak, there is a really cool offer that is going on with the HSBC Travel One card as well. You are getting kind of it as first year free plus other bonuses and benefits. So that I think is the no brainer for me. That would be my suggestion. Dhiman, Adil, what are your suggestions?
I feel that like टाइम्स ब्लैक फॉर मी आई लाइक द आइडिया अगेन लाइक आई सेड कि कोई तो लग्जरी को सॉल्व करने का ट्राई कर रहा है बट आई फील दैट दे हैव ट्राइड टू focus on things maybe which are probably not that important for me and I think the value plus price ratio doesn't work for me. I think what I like in that space instead is the IndusInd Aerios card, right? Like I said before also, at least the Aerios ecosystem, because it's not one airline, is a far better card than right now for Times Black because मैं जो भी कमा रहा हूँ at least I can put it somewhere, right? And if I want to start with airlines, then I definitely would. But if within your aim is Accor, then I would say I'm sorry, but even with a bad ratio, Regalia Gold beats the hell down of Times Black. Think about it, 2,500 rupees ka card, 20 versus a 20,000 rupees card. I'm telling you, you will be able to get fabulous experiences considering the 0.5 ratio of Accor also than a Times Black, right? So the only thing you can solve with Times Black is probably that whole piece around being able to book economy tickets for free because that points can be used as direct ticket booking price. So in my head, I think even Regalia Gold beats this card in that sense.
Yeah, I think different. I mean, there are two different options here. Like Amit said, that you can either go for a T1 or you can go for the Regalia. Both are great options. See what works for you and take your pick. All the best. Let's come to the next one. Diman, maybe you can take this one. This is from Primus. Primus saying, would you recommend the IndusInd Avios to someone who's beginning the credit card journey and has Amazon Pay as a base LTF card?
Primus, I would say no. Three reasons. One, because the currency is not flexible enough if you're a starter. You need a card that travel, moves to multiple programs. Like I said, if you are Amazon Pay is the base, get an all-rounder card. An all-rounder card in an alternate universe, people would have said Amex Plat Travel and Atlas. Unfortunately, dono card are available nahi hai. So for me, I think the first jump that you should make is Regalia Gold. If you're eligible for the Diners Black, otherwise Regalia Gold. That's my recommendation. You need an all-rounder card or an HSBC T1 as well. I mean, even that's a great card.
Right, let's take
Dhiman,
the
I'll
next one.
Dhiman, I'll just ask one question in relation to this, right? I know audience has a lot of questions, but at what stage would you recommend somebody to switch from a cashback card to a rewards card?
Oh, that's a superb question. I think, yeah, solid question. I think, Amit, what I feel is that it all depends on it is not a function of at what spends, I feel. It's a function of what your burn ideas are, right? So I feel that looking at travel inflation, if you are a traveler and if you travel at least twice a year with your family, I would ask you to switch to a cashback from a cashback card to a travel card is what my recommendation would be. If you are somebody who is that guy who hardly manages to touch one vacation a year, right? And you are flying economy most of the times, I would say stick to an cashback card because that works. That's my recommendation. I don't think it's a function of how much spends you have.
True.
Cool. Back to more questions. Sparsh has got a question for you, Dhiman. Urgent help. Kyate economy revenue with 50 minutes layover via Smart Buy can use 40,000 points. Or direct, which is Atlas 5K difference. Any double dip if direct?
Sparsh, I don't know what the final destination here is. If your final destination, I'm assuming your stopover is at Hong Kong. 50 minutes layover at Hong Kong is not a problem, Sparsh. You'll have to run a little bit, but the airport is very efficient. The terminals are very connected. All of that is fine. But it's slightly more tedious than a Singapore. Singapore for 45 minutes is also enough. So I would have preferred a direct, but again, I need to know what airlines you're talking about. So if you can just share that, I would be happy to also tell you the answer. Otherwise, Cathay is a great airline. Even the economy works beautifully. And 50 minutes is not a big challenge. You can do it.
Cool, cool. Let's come to the next one. The next one is by Vivek, and Vivek is saying, if I buy a car Explorer on 1st Jan, can I use the 1+1 offer to book Raffles Udaipur? No, Vivek, you cannot use it to book Raffles Udaipur. Palace properties cannot be booked using the Stay Plus vouchers. So you can consider other properties, but Raffles is going to be out of reach. That's the short answer. Cool. Let's come to Amit. Akanksh has got an HSBC Premier through his salary account. Should he move it to Magnus for Burgundy? This is a loaded one.
So Magnus for Burgundy ka use case is a very simple one to say what kind of spends do you have, because HSBC Premier, I mean, somebody who has a salary of 3 lakh per month will get that, and they will not typically, I mean, I'm talking about the entry level criteria for Premier, is not really a use case to move for Magnus for Burgundy. One thing that I've seen is if you have a very big spend coming up concentrated in a quarter, then definitely go for it. And there are multiple sheets that are available that are circulating on social media. You can use that for it. But if you're consistently very high spender, then go for Magnus for Burgundy. Otherwise, the other cards will do the justice. One thing that people, kind of miss out is कि मैं इसकी वैल्यू निकालते निकालते कितना खर्च करूं, the price point that at which you are getting the card, because this is the same thing that goes in my mind as well to say, should I move to Magnus and then Magnus for Burgundy, or या फिर it will start becoming a bottleneck, or something that's going to be you challenging yourself to spend more just to keep up with it. Will that make sense or not? So I think you need to really look at what kind of expenses you have, and then look at if it is considerably high, then maybe you go for Magnus for Burgundy. Otherwise, be happy with Premier.
Right, well said, Amit. Dhiman, quickly coming to you. Rahul's got a question for you. He's saying, what's the best credit card for electricity bill payments up to 2 lakhs? He's in Amitra in Rajasthan.
I don't know any other card apart from the Biz cards right now. Yeah, I am not because I don't pay so much of bill, so I have no idea. Maybe Amit, if you have an idea on this, I don't have an idea.
I'm always stumped by these questions. I get very regularly asked to say कि मेरा 50 lakh रुपए का bill है. Like diesel spends are like 2 lakh a month or 5 lakh a month. I've got no idea. You need to have the business card, and they're not going to be most rewarding, but go with that. Is all I can say. E-Mitra is
one question.
Agency over there, for electricity, but I don't know where it is listed. Probably it's not listed on BBPS. So you'll have to see how do you need to swipe. But business card is the only answer for that.
Does the Amex Plat charge give reward points for utilities? I'm not sure about this. Like, Adil, have you used it for utilities?
No. For all my
Okay.
utility spends happen via Amazon Pay.
Amazon
So,
Pay,
like,
yeah, but I mean the number is very big for
I know the
Amazon Pay
scale
too.
is
Yeah.
crazy, so I don't know. I would say, like, if it's 2 lakhs, if you can split it, like if you can split it between your BizBlack and the Premier, I think that might work, because for Premier you should be able to do 1 lakh, and then on BizBlack you can do another 1 lakh. So if you want
Does
to
the
split
does
it
the
that way, that might work.
yeah does the PhonePe SBI card work here, Amit? Like for
Well, it might be a max
elect
of 2,000 a month, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
very
a
So
problem.
that is
Yeah,
very limiting. I mean, it's good
got it.
for like retail spenders, but for someone who has like a massive spend, I think that might be like a roadblock of sorts.
Got it.
Cool. Let's come to another one. Dhiman, maybe you can take this one. Vedant is sitting on 55,000 Atlas Edge miles. Anyway, he can plan flights and hotels to Japan or Singapore only on points for him and his wife.
Hey, is 55,000 is a lot, yeah. I think what you can do is because I don't know if you use the Group A limit this time. If not, you can move this 30,000 points to JAL. You can also move another 30,000 to JAL in January if you haven't used the Group A quota. Next year, you have that quota available if you're not going to do a core. That's one way of doing it. My recommendation is that if you have this, rather do hotels, use it for Accor, because I mentioned it in a few posts as well, right? Hotel redemptions are easier. Airline redemptions are far more difficult, even for people who are expert and who have been doing this for many, many years. My recommendation to you would be move this to Accor and do Japan and Singapore both hotels. I think there are enough and more hotels in Japan and Singapore both. At least that's my recommendation.
Cool. Let's take Dimant. आपके लिए एक बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, and I can't not flash this on screen. ये तो करना ही है. Let's see. ईश्वर का क्वेश्चन है, is the background from Thailand?
क्या लगता है आपको? नहीं है थाईलैंड ये. This is from a place called Ninh Binh. So there is a place called Mua Caves in Ninh Binh, Vietnam. It's from there, and it's very beautiful, man. Ishwar, I mean, you should try this out. I think, yeah, it looks like Thailand, but it's not Thailand, unfortunately. By the way, Amit also came recently from Thailand. आप उसको भी पूछ सकते हो. मुझे क्यों पूछ रहे हो थाईलैंड के बारे में?
There is only one king of Thailand, और ये पूरी points and miles की दुनिया को बताया वो कौन है? Cool. Let's come to Amit now. Amit, question for you from Suraj. Which is a better card between Diners Privilege and Marriott Bonvoy? So, which is a better card between Diners Privilege, Marriott Bonvoy, HSBC, Travel One? Even up for getting 2 out of these 3. Already has the Amex trifecta, but wants to get into reward points for flights.
So I'll recommend Travel One and Diners Privilege for that. Keeping aside Marriott Bonvoy. Again, Marriott Bonvoy the thing is about the hotels, but if you are in for flights, then Diners Privilege and HSBC Travel One are no-brainer for me. That's what I would say.
Agreed.
Cool. So I think we can continue going on, but I've just looked at the clock and I've seen that it's beyond 11. We've been doing this live stream for more than 1.5 hours. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. This has been really, really special. We could go on for long, but Amit and I and Dimant all have hard stops. So we'll time to bring this to a close. We'll try and answer some questions in the comments when we get a chance sometime tomorrow. But otherwise, big thank you, Dimant. Big thanks, Amit, for coming in and hosting this Christmas special live stream. I always enjoy hosting it. My job is easy. I'm just asking the questions. It's experts like you who are answering all of these questions and sharing your wisdom with the community. Big thanks to the entire audience for coming in and giving us so much love and for sharing so many questions and being super duper enthusiastic. Stay tuned. Follow the Great Indian Points and Miles show. Follow Every Paisa Matters. We're trying to bring awesome content to you. Keep writing, keep shining, keep swiping your cards. Savdhan rahe, satark rahe, spend smart, fly smarter. With that, this is Amit, Dimant and Adil signing off on behalf of the Great Indian Points and Miles show. Bye-bye.
Bye, folks.
Flashing bright, we're on the go. Tune in now, there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow. All aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles show. 0 to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.